These are probably some of the most requested tools that I've ever had on the channel. You guys have been talking about these nonstop, and they are the tools from Racketeers. You guys talked about these tools so much that I actually hit up Racketeers and had them send me a little goodie box. So they did send this box over, but this is not a sponsored post. They just send the tools over, so I can guarantee that there will be a very honest review for all of you who haven't actually gotten to try these yet. If you don't already follow us on Instagram, you guys should head over there. We're about to do a very limited time merch drop. It's coming up here in the next couple weeks. As soon as I get those samples, we're going to go ahead and drop that. So make sure you head over. I'll leave a link in the description to our Instagram. So go down there, give us a follow. We're only dropping like maybe 20 orders, maybe 10. I haven't really decided yet, but it's going to be super limited. Let's go ahead and hop into it. So out of the many things that you guys told me I needed to try from Racketeers, the main one was the wire strippers. So we'll go ahead and we'll go through those last. Now, one of the things I didn't know that I wanted, and I actually didn't know I was getting, was their tape measure. And this baby right here is their phase tape measure. So I'll show you guys what exactly that part means here in just a second. But I didn't even know this thing was going to be so cool. So we'll go ahead and open it up real quick. Obviously, I've played with the tape measure before, and I didn't even know I was going to like this. This is probably my favorite thing that I didn't know I was going to enjoy. It's got the push button to retract it. It automatically stays out. I kind of enjoy that. It's got an extremely wide blade. When I say extremely wide, I mean it's at par with what you traditionally expect from a great, fantastic tape measure. And I think that's super important. So we got this little Wera screwdriver here. It's insulated because I've always got one of these laying around. And it picks it up absolutely fantastically. I'm giving it a nice little shake in order to get it off. And it also has a lot of the other features that I require from a good tape. And that is the double-sided hook. It's magnetic. We'll test those magnets out here in just a second. It's wide, and then it has writing on the back, okay? It's got a good standout as well. Writing on the back is important because if you are measuring over your head, right? You're measuring. You don't want to have to flip your tape over, especially not if you have a good sized standout, like you're, 10 feet out. It's very difficult to flip it over. It just breaks on you. It makes it so much smoother if you can just look at the bottom, okay, you guys? And if you're an electrician, you're going to be measuring overhead. Lights are going to be over your head. Every light ever is going to be over your head. So having clear writing on the back is fantastic. I like that. Now with the phase, I'll tell you guys, for those of you who don't understand, so black, red, blue are the phase colors for a 3-phase 120/208. So when we look at this, it goes in line. So it actually just has all your phase colors. So you know if it's circuit 1 and 2, it's black. Circuit 3 and 4, it's red. Circuit 5 and 6, it's blue. This doesn't seem that important until you get to like circuit 67. And you're like, wait, I don't remember. And now you can look at it and see it's black because your odds are going to be on your left and your evens are going to be on your right. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but that is why it's so cool that they have it marked out like that. That way, when you get to all your crazy circuits, you don't have to worry about it. It's got a nice little tape clip on the back, and there's a little extra present in here to show you guys in a second. But the black is a rubber. I like it. It feels good. It feels super ergonomic. This is a great tape measure, and I didn't even know that it was a great tape measure. Didn't even know I was getting it, but wow, this thing is pretty cool. Classic Racketeers design and logo. It looks cool. It is just it's a good solid tape. So if you guys are looking for something different than everybody else, I would recommend this tape here. I didn't know I would recommend it, but wow, it's pretty cool. And they also sent this here tape clip along with it. So this is made of leather. It's got the little Racketeers logo design there, and it basically you slip your belt through it and your tape goes on there. Just like, let me put it on the right side. And boom. Now it does hang lower, way lower than your waist, but just from this, it does have a very nice action on it. So the leather feels great. I will say that. I always am interested in different clips and stuff like this. I really like the thin tape clips because I put my impact and stuff on them. but this one here would be fantastic for your tape, and it can be dedicated. I also have a tape holder right now, so I actually might swap this out for the tape holder because sometimes I hate the tape holder, like with a fiery passion. So we're gonna have to swap this out and give this baby here a try. Next up on the list is an item that I've actually used a ton. I have one of these already, but they sent me one, and so I'll show you guys what it is. It's a stud ball magnetic stud finder. This thing is super cool, so we'll go ahead and get it open. What it does is it's a magnetic ball that's in this little rubber thing. Now, what you can do is you can drag this on a wall, and it'll help you find studs. Now, what it's looking for is it's looking for screws in the wall, whether it's metal studs or wood studs. They're gonna be screwed in with metal screws or nails. But either way, this will help you find it. I actually use this a lot. I have a red one, and it stays in my bag constantly because I do a lot of retrofitting and stuff like that. So it's very, very important for me to be able to have this and to be able to find studs for cutouts, for boxes, different stuff like that. But also when we're reworking stuff, a lot of times for the customer, it's way easier if you can actually find the screw and pull that piece of drywall out, so you don't have to just like destroy a piece of drywall. You can put it back up, and that way they can just have somebody come in and finish it instead of having to come in and put cut a new piece of drywall, and then somebody's got to, it's just easier, okay? I like to be easier with the guys that I work with, and this thing here helps me be a little bit easier. It's very small, very inexpensive, but it is so much more compact than a normal, like a huge stud finder, and it's always accurate. Magnet's insane, all right? So we'll show you guys it on this here screwdriver as well. I mean, this thing it's ridiculous, okay? Like I said, it's also, you have to remember, it's going through drywall to find these screws through all the plaster and all the other stuff. So the next one I have actually been looking at for a while, and I've not had anyone recommend this one, but I have been wanting to check it out, so I'm kind of curious to see, and it is going to be their level. It's the black jet level, so we'll go ahead and pop this thing open. I've been looking at it. I'm trying to see what this thing's about. Let's go. Now, off the bat, there's one very, very important thing that I want to know, and I would be very shocked if it was poor, but the magnets. I want to see how strong these magnets are, because on a level, that's like super, super important, and they seem to be pretty solid. There are 4 of them on here, and there's one here, 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 here. There's actually a ton of cool things. The more I look at this, the more I'm like, oh, that's crazy that they thought of that. It's actually got a small measuring surface here on the bottom that goes from 1 to 8 inches. There's also a clear see-through portion of this level here. You can see it from all 4 directions, which I think is fantastic and phenomenal. You can also see the 30 and the 45 degrees from the top, which I think is phenomenal. Okay, this thing, it keeps getting cooler the more I look at it, because obviously I didn't open the package. I knew there was some stuff. This might be my favorite thing so far, and I don't know why none of you have ever mentioned it to me, because I get a lot of tools mentioned, but this one hasn't been. There's also this hole through the middle here, which I don't know why, but I do think it's cool. I'm sure there's some sort of actual functionality to it, if I had to guess. Maybe, maybe not. The reason why I like this one on the bottom is because if you have it sticking off of your piece of pipe, you can, from the bottom, like if you're measuring it overhead, you can actually see it from underneath, see if it's level or not. I like that. I like that quite a bit. This thing is super smooth. I like the black. It's definitely a lot different. There's a little portion here on the front, then you can tie it on. You can, carry it with that. You can put it into your little clip, if you will, whatever you want to do with it, I guess. I don't know. I like that it's there. I've never seen that on a level, so I kind of like that. I like the black. It's very short, I feel like. It's not as tall like this way. It feels a little bit shorter than the levels I'm used to. That being said, it feels super fantastic. And also, one thing that they did is on the top here, it's also got the grooves in it, so it's not just flat on the top. So you can actually fit it around pipe and stuff like that. They don't have magnets up here on the top, but I guess you can use that for whatever you need it to. It does also, it's machined super well. This finish right here looks cool. Just small little details that they thought of that a lot of companies don't think of. It's water and shock resistant according to the packaging here. I don't really read packaging very often, and then I started doing these videos and I would get through it and I would be like, oh my God, I missed so many things. Because especially first take, obviously I can give you guys my impression of this and I can tell you how well I think it's actually been done, because that is important. I think that's one of the main reasons why people watch tool reviews. So I know that's why I've always watched tool reviews, is to see the people who are holding the tool, if it's actually good or not. If I'm not holding it in my hand, it's really hard for me to spend $30, $40, $50 on something, let alone a couple $100s on a brand that I've never even seen. And so far, I've been incredibly impressed with Racketeers. Their hand tools are fantastic, right? And I know that I've used, I'm sure everybody's used their wire dispensers. I'm really missing the name, but they come in those little sheets. The racks, you know, you set them up, you spool wire off of them. Yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's, I think, what Racketeers is known for. In my field, that's the first thing I ever saw from them. And everybody uses those. Every service van for the company that all the companies I've worked for has a set of those on them, because it's like by far the easiest way to set up wire dispensing. Yeah. If you do any sort of electrical work, you guys know 45 and 30 are the big degrees that are important, aside from your classic traditional 90 and 0, because of pipe, running pipe, bending pipe, doing all of the stuff with pipe. Those 30 and 45 are very common bends. Okay, so it looks like these instructions here are to line up residential boxes. I'm going to be honest, I haven't figured it out yet. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but I don't know. Maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't. We'll have to see if I ever figure out what it is. I don't know if you guys do that or not, but this thing is sweet. This didn't disappoint. This is everything I could have hoped for and more, actually. I'm really impressed with the quality of this tool here from Racketeers. Their level, jet black. Woo! This thing's sweet. On to the big boy. This is the one that everybody and their mother has been telling me about, along with their V cutter. This is something else you guys mentioned that goes on their stripper, but I'll show you guys the Crocs first. Boom. These are the world famous, apparently, Crocs. They're specialty electrical strippers. Everybody has been telling me, I can't even comprehend actually how this works. First and foremost, and I'll figure it out here with you guys, all right? But it says 14.2 on this side and 12.2 on this side. So I don't even know how that's possible, but we're going to find out. I'm actually super excited. These things are a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. So I will show you guys exactly what I'm talking about after we get these babies open. They seem and feel a little bit bigger. These handles are nice and large. They actually are super ergonomic as well. This little curve, it feels good in my hand. This is the first time I've had them in my hands ever. So it's got a little lock over here. The spring is good. You guys know, I mean, there's nothing special about a spring. The handles feel nice though. I like that they're black as well. Like I said, these are the Crocs. They do have a Croc Junior as well. I don't know the difference right now, but they do, if that's something you're interested in, a little different. There are 2 layers, as you can see. There's the black, and then it goes off into this, whatever this is, this clear material here. And it's got the Racketeers logo on one side and the Crocs logo on the other. Spring is nice and hefty, I tell you that. Now, the part where they really differ is they seem a little bit heavier duty than the classic Collines. This right up here is actually what I'm excited for. The pliers section of it. It says pliers on the tip is why I said that, but the portion where you grab, you use it like a needle nose. Now, the reason why is because I don't always care for the Kleins in that manner, but this is a little bit longer and it's got a little bit more room to grab. It seems very, very even. Now, you guys can really see up here what I meant by 14.2, 12.2. I don't understand, but we're going to go ahead and try to figure out what exactly it means and how you can do them both in one section. Now, if you look over here, it does do 10 through 22, so that's a pretty solid set. The cutters also look really fantastic on here. Now, I don't know if you guys can read it or not, but this says loop right here. There you go. This says loop right here, so it's what you loop your wires with for your outlets and your light switches and stuff like that. And then it's got your 632 screw cutter and your 832 screw cutter. They do have a crimper for 16 through 10 non-insulated right here. So you guys can see when you open it, boom, you punch it down and it's there. Now, I'll say I'm impressed, but let's go ahead and let's chop some wires up and see how these things cut, because I'm very excited to test out the cutters. They're also a lot wider here towards the base. So we'll go ahead and chop this little portion off, and I'll let you guys see. So we're here. I'm now putting pressure on there. I haven't chopped down. Cuts nicely. Obviously, you guys know that 14-2 is not very difficult to cut up, but we'll go ahead and see what it is like for the... All right, that's smooth. And it barely nicked the wrapping on the inside, which is a very good sign. I see zero nicks on the actual wires themselves, so that's important. I really do like having a set of these with this stripper in here, and I don't typically find them to be extremely useful if I'm not doing Romex to also have that on there, but it really doesn't take up much space. I don't understand how they do 14 and 12-2 on the same one, but this is for 14. So pinch down and just pulls off nice and easy. It's crazy. With zero markings on the wires, they're not nicked at all. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense, but they're doing it. So this just in, I think Racketeers is actually using black magic or something, because there's just no way that that's actually possible, but they're doing it. My mind is blown. I see what the hype is about. I like them a lot more than I like a normal. They're a high class wire stripper, if you will. We'll go ahead and see what this baby here is about, this little V cutter here. So it looks like it's got a little nut and bolt to it. Very, very tiny, but we'll go ahead and take it out. So yeah, it can go on either side, it looks like. And then this just passes through. So we'll go ahead and install this here, and I'll show you guys what exactly it does. So the purpose of this little V cutter here is when you get your wire like this, if it's in a box or something, if you can do whatever, it just slides up underneath the sheathing and it just goes along. I'm sure you guys know, you guys probably do this with your knife or something similar. This makes it a ton easier, and boom. Now, it was talking about some like cut a left. When you get to the desired length, cut a left. And then cut a right or something like that. And then it says you can just pull this off and it'll go off to the desired length. And wow, it's perfect. It's crispy. I mean, it's great. This is a super cool tool, especially for Romex. I gotta say, for all you house sparkies, this thing here is, I see why you guys like it. It's got a lot of features to it that are pretty neat, that are extremely useful, and that will get you out of a pinch. The other thing I forgot to mention, because I read the package, and these are glow in the dark. All right, glow in the dark handles, pretty cool, pretty awesome. You guys have to let me know what you guys think about these in the comments. Let me know if you ever use these, because I actually have never seen a pair until today/yesterday when I actually got them. But these things they're pretty sweet. I'm excited to put these things to the test, see what these things are really made of. See if I can finagle my way into some work with these, you know. These are some super fantastic tools from Racketeers. So I've been super impressed with them so far. Overall, I have to say, the thing I'm the most impressed with and going to use the most is this level here. This thing is so sweet. So I'm super excited that the tape measure is everything. Actually, there's actually nothing I was disappointed with. Like I said, I've got this right. So that's the least impressive to me, because I've had it. I actually know this stud ball. I know how well it works, and I love it. I carry it with me every single day. So obviously I enjoy it. That being said, I'm somewhat shocked, I guess, at how quality these tools are, mostly because I've never had them before. And I know who Racketeers is, but I didn't know their hand tools were so high quality. So I'm definitely looking forward to maybe checking out some more of their stuff, because I've been impressed. And if I'm impressed with it, you guys know, if you know anything about this channel, that we only take the highest quality tools. We don't do anything but the highest quality. So super, super fantastic set of tools here, you guys. I like it. All right. And on top of that, I really like black. Like black just it's nice, it's sleek. It looks just like what you want it to look like, and they're hitting a lot of buttons for me. You know, they're hitting on a lot of stuff that I like. So you might want to watch out. Racketeers might be creeping up on some of you. If you guys want to see the top 10 tools that I pull out of my tool bag every day, head up to this video and watch that one next. But remember, you guys, it's all for His glory, and I will see you guys on the next one.